So whatever happened to the G-rated movie in the United States? I've been watching how movie ratings in the United States have been used for several decades. And I think you have noticed this too, that G-rated movies have basically disappeared. In fact, they've been gone for a long time. Here's a little chart from 2013 that tells you the number of movies made with the number of ratings given to them. And in 2013, that was 7 years ago, you get only 3 American-made G-rated movies. 3! When I was a kid in the 1980s and even in the 1990s, you had a lot of G-rated movies, including live action movies with real people in them rated G. And of course, that was the case for a long time. In fact, all of movie history, you have live action movies watchable for people of any age, including movies like war movies, which are made not just for juveniles and for tough people, but for boys to learn about what war and what warriors are like. Nowadays, we don't have any G-rated movies. And it's as if the movie studios have said every single time we make G, that's not good enough, they need to be made PG. In fact, every children's movie that I see that doesn't have Pixar in the credits is a PG movie. The movies made for my 6-year-old son are PG. And when they become PG, you're adding things into the movie that may affect the little viewer in a way you don't want them to be affected. And they make these movies for kids or for families much more adult when they make them PG or PG-13. Now, of course, we've solved this problem on the internet. You can go to IMDb, Common Sense Media, the kidsinmind.com site, and look up what's in a movie before you watch it in order to see if maybe your child should see it, maybe you should see it or not. So I think these things are great and we can subvert the rating system. But the problem is the Motion Picture Association of America, the MPAA, keeps throwing these ratings at us. And then they're not even using G, they're barely using PG. They've basically got 2 ratings, PG-13 and R, for just about every movie made. This is an absolutely ridiculous system. It's a fraud. And the only reason the MPAA exists is for Hollywood to claim that it's policing itself. By having their own rating system, Hollywood is self-regulating, so they don't have the federal government doing the regulating for them. And I don't like the government regulating art at all, but at the same time, it's totally absurd that the MPAA can't do what other countries do. There are many European countries, in fact, Asian countries, that put ages on each movie. You get a team of parents and child psychologists and experts on psychology, and you have them sit down and watch a movie and say, this is how old somebody should probably be to watch this movie. You take the latest Avengers movie, you set these people down and they put an age on it. They put age 16 on it, for example. Well, as a parent, that would help me out tremendously. I look at the recent Star Wars movies, and frankly, they're not for little kids. We like to throw our little kids into almost any movie these days, and of course, I've seen kids in rated R movies before. So it's not like a rating system is going to stop parents from being stupid, but there are some parents, like me, who would like to know if a movie is appropriate for a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old. And when I have the MPAA basically saying, well, it's PG-13 or PG, and you figure it out, dude, that's just not going to cut it. And one more annoying thing about the MPAA, they care more about smoking than they do about violence. The most violent movies you can imagine are PG-13 if they don't have blood. But if they got a little bit of smoking in them, then they gotta warn you, and then they gotta up the label to PG or PG-13. Their values are totally absurd in so many ways. So here's hoping that somebody like Common Sense Media or another organization like that will band together and will put actual ages or make the labels clearer on every movie we watch. Because now that the G rating is gone for movies, we need something that can differentiate between a movie for a 5-year-old, a movie for an 8-year-old, and a movie for a 13-year-old. These are very different ages, very different stages of development. Why do we just have the PG label for everybody of any age as a child? So get with it, MPAA. Change the ratings to make sense, to be in sync with our understanding of child psychology and lifespan development. Alright, that's the end of my rant. Please subscribe to my channel. Please watch my other videos for great content. Have a great day.